Hello and welcome back to yet another video. My name is George and in front of us today we've got this absolutely gorgeous Aston Martin Vantage. The latest and greatest Vantage Aston Martin has produced, the 2024-25 model. This thing is just gorgeous. Before I tell you anything about it, let me just quickly walk around it so you can see how beautiful this thing is. The curves, the creases in the bonnet, the lights, the wheels, this side door vent situation going on, the huge side skirts, the absolutely gorgeous rear end. I mean, just look at the tail. The shape of this car is so beautiful. The rear, of course, one of my favorite things about this car, with the diffuser, aggressive diffuser, quad pipes, beautiful design. Check this out. Stunning looking machine. Look at those wide fenders on the rear. Look how wide it is compared to the front. I'm not sure if you can see that properly, but hopefully you can. This thing is stunning. So, what is this car? This is Aston Martin Vantage V8. The only engine you can purchase on this car is the V8 currently. It's a 4-litre V8 twin turbo pushing 660 horsepower and 660 foot-pounds of torque. So a lot of power. It's using the same sort of platform from the AMG GT, but beefed up, different turbos, I believe, different mapping, a bunch of other different technical details that have been changed by Aston Martin to make this thing so powerful and so bloody fast. And of course this thing is really fast because it only weighs 1,700 kilos. I say only because for today's standard, 1,700 kilos for a coupe sports car is really not that bad. And when you have over 600 horsepower, this thing does shift. The car is sticking to the ground with the help of the beautiful Michelin Pilot Sport 5S's, my absolute favorite tire. It has destroyed, so to speak, the reputation of the 4S. I say destroyed, but I don't really mean that because the 4S is a phenomenal tire. However, the 5S is everything the 4S was, plus some more. Up in the front, we got 275 millimeters of rubber, and in the rear, I believe it's 325. Yes, 325, 21-inch. Insane amount of tire on the ground for this thing. The grip is phenomenal. Of course, we've got, I believe, 6-pot calipers in the front and 4-pot in the rear with a dedicated handbrake. This is how I love to see it. 2 calipers in the back, one for the brake, one for the handbrake. No need for all that messy looking floating caliper situation that a lot of manufacturers do. I love this, and I can't stop looking at it. It's just so beautiful, so beautiful. In the rear, as I've mentioned, quad tips to let the beast breathe. And of course, if you look, I'm not sure how well you can see, you'll be able to see that there's actual, let me show you, there's pipes in there. So these are actual true tips. Granted, the tips are not actually connected to the pipes, but the pipes are right in there. It's as good as it's gonna get, really. In the interior is just as good as it is on the outside. Of course, you push this handle, then you pull it, and you can open the swan doors, which, as you can see, they go up slightly, which it's a detail that I absolutely love. And the interior of this thing is just as beautiful as the outside. We've got leather with Alcantara, which clearly is attracting all the dust. We've got Alcantara on the door cards, we got aluminium on everything else, carbon trim on the dash. We've got the newly designed central console with a screen. If I press this button, everything will light up with the Aston Martin logo here and on the dash. Of course, you've got tactile buttons, so all of these are buttons, which is phenomenal. And then in the rear, you got absolutely no space for people. However, there's a bit of storage behind the seat on this shelf, and of course in there for like rucksacks and whatnot. Besides that, the interior is quite minimalistic. There's no sunroof, which I absolutely love. I'm not even sure if you can spec this car with a sunroof. Why do you keep floating around? I'm not sure if you can spec this car with a sunroof, but frankly, I would never do that because it adds weight, and it's just, this is a sports car, keep it as a sports car. Let me turn this off. There you go. By the way, once you turn it off, all these buttons go away because they're backlit, so that's pretty cool. It looks very, very clean. Go around the outside again to the driver's side. Obviously, same thing on this side. Leather, speaker grille, aluminium details, leather and Alcantara. We've got the Aston Martin hand-built in Great Britain logo, and just absolutely phenomenal. This is where you access your light control, and this is how you adjust your seat. Usually you have it here or on the door, but in Aston Martin's it's right here in the middle. So you got all the lumbar support, all the memory settings, all that stuff. In here, in this hole here underneath the central console is a phone holder with a wireless charger, so that's great. In here you got a bit of storage, not a lot, and then that is about it really. Love the leather, love the design. This cockpit is phenomenal. It's really, it looks the part. It looks like it's a fighter jet really in here. So yeah, this is about it about the interior. I'd like to show you the engine bay because that thing is phenomenal. But in order to do that, I need to go on the other side because the lever to open it is on the other side. So let's just do that. Actually, while we're here, let me show you the boot space. This is the key, by the way. There's Aston Martin on it. Very, very nice key. You just hold that button. Don't mind the mess in the boot. It's just full of stuff here. So you do have space. You've got a bag here. You can put more bags here. As I said, you can fit quite a bit of space. You can easily fit like 2 or even 3 airplane style suitcases and maybe some rucksacks as well. So pretty good. If I sound a bit nasal or whatever, I'm sorry guys. I'm just recovering from a huge cold. You pull it, I believe, just once, and then there's probably a latch. Will that just open? No, there is probably a latch. Oh, found it. Ta-da! The beautiful twin-turbo V8, hand-built in Great Britain. Final inspection by Pedro Costa. Shout out to my guy Pedro. Beautiful engine bay, as you can see. The engine sits very far back. It basically, I don't even know if it starts. Yeah, it does. It starts on the front axle and then goes all the way back. So this is technically a front mid-mounted engine, which is why it handles so good. I mean, look how much space there is up here in the front. This is just the airbox for the turbos. It's got a hot V configuration. Phenomenal stuff. It's got a really beefy brace. That's why this car is so stiff and so agile. Aluminium bay here for the engine. Phenomenal stuff. Phenomenal stuff. The engine bay, I'm not gonna lie to you, doesn't look that crazy. There's no carbon, there's no crazy stuff going on here, but who cares? Who cares about the smash? You've got the air vent here. This is very interesting because you can see a hole right here, which obviously is connected to here, and this hole, what it does is it funnels air into this tunnel, and then it goes into this heat absorbent. So this presses onto the turbos in there, pushing in cold air, so you can actually get extra cooling for the turbos besides the huge air box up front here, which is pretty cool. It's a very interesting details. And of course the air vents in the hood, which I absolutely love, because when you're sitting in traffic or whatever, you can see the hot air coming out of the bonnet, which is really cool. It makes you feel like you're driving a dragon or something like that. I absolutely love this thing. And yeah, this is basically it for the exterior of the car. Let me jump in, show you around the infotainment system and all that stuff, and then we can take you for a drive and show you what this thing actually drives like, because it is a driver's car and this is what we are interested in. So let's just jump in into the cozy interior. This key is so bulky. To the cozy interior of the Vantage. This is your POV with a beautiful, chunky, nice steering wheel. We got the paddle shifters here, which are very, very nice. Good click to them, good feeling to them. And as you've seen previously, it's a very sort of minimalistic, but at the same time, gorgeous interior. Let me close the door. Nice and quiet in here. So if I just press the start engine button, it's going to move me into the driver position, which I've configured for myself. Let me make sure the music or whatever doesn't start playing immediately. You've got the dash controls here, which you can just use to see various things about the car, like the trip assist, navigation, the phone settings, vehicle settings, all that stuff. This is basically Mercedes system, so it's very similar to what you would expect in a previous generation Mercedes. However, it's reskinned, it looks absolutely beautiful, and it's very, not very, but quite responsive. I do like it. In here though, this is the newly designed Aston Martin built in-house system apparently, which granted, it is very, very quick. You got the telemetry information here, you got the lights, you can change the ambient light, all that stuff. Yes, and mind you, this car does have ambient light. You can see it at night. It's very, very nice. It's very subtle. It's not like glowing. Nothing just glows in your face. You got the footwell, you got the door cards, a bit of light here coming from above, and that is about it. But you can change the colors and it looks really, really nice. Of course, you've got all kind of information like the vehicle settings. And as I said, this thing is very, very responsive. I mean, it's just fantastic. You can go home, you can go GPS, you can go music, whatever you want to do. Obviously, as you do with every other car, it's got a bunch of settings in here. Nobody cares. In here, this is the piece de la résistance. As I've mentioned, you got clickable buttons, so very nice buttons. This is the dial to, obviously, the button to start the engine, and then you got the dial to switch to sport mode, track mode, whatever. This is how you do it. You just twist this, and then you'll switch to the mode that is up or down. It's a sequential setting, basically. So it starts in sport. This car has only sport mode, so you can't go in comfort. Starts in sport, then sport plus, then track. Then you go individual and wet mode. This is the temperature control. Very nice, like cylindrical dial here to change that. Obviously on both sides you got a fan speed here, and this is the volume for the radio. You go heated seats. There's no cooled seats. I think there aren't, because I couldn't find a setting, but this is the only button that you have. And of course you got the assist menu here, which doesn't work right now because the car is not on, but I'll show you in a second. Basically what this does is allow you to stop or turn on the assist settings, like traffic sign recognition, lane assist, all that stuff. You got the exhaust valves and the suspension button, which is very handy, and the traction control button. You can turn it off if you feel like Lewis Hamilton. Don't do that. These things are so bitey. It's crazy. But obviously, jokes aside, it handles phenomenally. Even if you turn off traction, it's fine. So what I'm going to do is give you a cold start right now. But before I do that, I'm going to take the microphone and put it outside the car so you can actually hear a proper cold start. So So that is what this behemoth of an engine sounds like. Don't worry, the car was not cold. You can see the oil temperature here is in operating temperature. I know what I'm doing, so do not even worry about that. I've driven here. So yeah, this thing sounds unbelievable. So now I'm gonna get the setup ready and we're gonna go for a drive. So let's do it. This thing, phenomenal road. This thing is just such a hooligan of a car, and it adapts to the road so nicely. You can hear the crackles, snaps, absolutely gorgeous powertrain. It's got so much power, and even in the bends, granted these are very tight bends on a narrow road, you can just attack these turns like it's crazy. Such a beautiful machine. It's very loud on the interior and the exterior. This thing is so loud, but so beautiful. Of course, now we got this little i3 in front of us, which does allow us for a little bit of time to actually discuss this car. The powertrain is like a freight train. I don't know how to explain to you guys. A twin turbo V8 in this configuration, it pulls from every point at 2000 rpm, 3000, 4000, 6000, whatever, and no matter how fast you're going, even if you're going 120 miles an hour, it will still pull if you put your foot down. It's unbelievable. This tops out at 202 miles an hour, I believe, but honestly, it's such an unreal car to drive on any sort of road, really. If you want to have a fast B road or whatever, or on a motorway or on a track, it will deliver. And it will deliver, and it will deliver time and time again, because this powertrain is just so good. The suspension is very good. The steering feel is phenomenal. It's not the sharpest or the most tactile feeling in the world, for example, compared to a McLaren. It's not crazy. However, given this is a gentleman's GT sort of car, this thing is just unreal, and I'm scaring all the crows. But yeah, it's phenomenal. It's a machine that just wants to go and go. Catch it, it's controllable when it's in track. Obviously traction's on and everything. Oh, what a machine. I do love this thing, and it's very good on any kind of road, especially these sort of B roads. These are kind of tight, which is kind of annoying, but at the same time you can just hoon around with it, and it's so good. Absolutely love it. out all the way, because this thing had so much power at like 3,000 to 4,000 RPM. There's no need for you to be at 7,000, and granted, you don't even want to. It sounds so good, and it pulls so hard in the mid-range. I love it. What a fantastic machine. Alpine pass somewhere in the Alps. Beautiful. What a machine. I love it. I do hope you guys can hear the drama that goes on behind me. This exhaust is just unbelievable. Whatever Aston Martin did to this V8 twin turbo platform is not short of magic, because it delivers, it just works. It's a rear-wheel drive car, however, the way it handles is unbelievable. The grip levels are so good. Even though the road here is not the best, it's bumpy, it's full of undulations, you've got some wet spots. That's why obviously I'm not taking it too far. Just on a cruise, basically, on a spicy cruise. But yeah, this thing is just letting the car sing, unwind its gears. What a phenomenal machine this is. What a phenomenal machine. The way the car pivots is so good. It's very nimble, as I said, 1.7 tons with fluid. And it's so alive. It wants to go. If you let it, it really does want to go. I loved the previous Vantage. I really did love the previous Vantage, but this is everything that was, just better. Automatic emergency braking unavailable. Yeah, okay. I don't want that anyway. But yes, what a machine. Let's slow it down. Let's chill. That was a phenomenal run. Put it back into sport, which is the comfiest setting, into automatic. Let the car breathe. That was beautiful. Honestly, this car is just a phenomenal machine, and I absolutely adore the way it sounds, the way it looks, the way it drives, the sex appeal of the car. I mean, you pull up with this anywhere really, and everybody's just like, wow, what a stunning machine. And that's what this thing is all about. It's just a gentleman's car that you can do basically anything in it. You can tour it around Europe, you can go on a track, you can be on a B-road, go on a date, whatever you want to do, this thing will do it. So yeah, I thank you guys very much for watching. For those of you that are still here at the end of the video, please consider subscribing, liking the video, commenting what you've liked about it, enjoyed it, and I do look forward to seeing you in the next one. So peace out and take care, guys.